Hello my beautiful people, you are welcome back to today's tutorial. It has been a while now. You guys doing? I love you all for your support and God bless you all. And please, if you are new to this channel, click on the subscribe button there, and also please click on the notification bell so that each time I upload a new video you will get notified. So in today's class, I'll be showing you guys how to cut and sew an off shoulder corset. Actually, I've done a video on off shoulder bustier, but this is an off shoulder corset. Yes, with two-step flare, or you can make it a blouse. So it's optional. You can actually work with it just from that to waistline length, so it's optional. So but mine is flare. Yes, peplum two-step, and not just that, with off sleeve and an inseam finishing. So let's quickly get started. And before then, in this tutorial, we'll be having part two of it. Yes, this part one, I will showing you guys how to draft it, cut it, and transfer add our stay. That's our interfacing. So part two of it, I'll be showing you guys how to fix our zipper, that join our fabric, fix our zipper and our line, that is the inseam finishing. So that will be part two, so that the video will not be too long, not be bored. So let's quickly get started. So my beautiful people, what you have on our table is the fabric we're working with. This is the Ankara fabric, this is the lining I'll be using. This is my stay. Can you see this is our crinoline? You can actually do away with this if you don't want your flare to be that firm, but it's nice, especially those that will make it skirt. Yes. So let's put this aside. This is our satin. I'll be covering my bra cup with it and our zipper. So let's quickly now put all this aside and introduce our pattern paper. So this is our pattern paper I'll be working with. So we'll be needing our shoulder to nipple measurement, that distance between nipple, shoulder to the nipple, shoulder to the under bust, and the waistline. Remember, is flare. But those that will dealing with a blouse, extend it to your desired length. So we also need our bust round measurement, under bust round measurement, and the waist round there measurement, and the nipple to nipple. Actually, I've done video on this for corset, but this is an off shoulder. So let's quickly do this now. Remember, it's an off shoulder, so whatever we're working with, we'll be subtracting 4 inches, which is this. The bust point is 10.5 inches. Can you see? So I'll be placing 11 inches, half inch. This is 14 inches. That bust I'll be placing 14.5. So the half length is 16 inches, but I'll be placing 17 inches. So I'll quickly take my straight ruler to connect. Can you see? Connect, ignore my marker please. Connect this way. Place it properly. So now that we're done with this, we have to place our bust band, that is nipple to nipple, is into fold. Is actually 4 inches, which is 8. So into fold is 4, but we'll be adding 0.5 inch for the same allowance. So I'll be placing 4.5 inches, 4.5 inches, 4.5 inches. So I'll quickly take my straight ruler to connect it. Sorry, let me place it to cross check. So I'll connect it this way. Can you see what we have? So now that we are done with this, we have to quickly now find our bust radius. It's 3.5 inches. This is just for a guide, so that your boost will not pop up, will not expose your boost. But if you have compass, you can work with it, is easier. So place it. Remember, this is the bust point, don't forget that. So it's 3 inches round. Let me quickly trace it and show you guys. So now that we're done with this, we have to clean up, place our waist dart. The waist dart we'll be working with is 3 inches. So I will place 1.5 inches here, 1.5 here. Can you see? So I will extend it to the under bust. Actually, I've done video on this, guys. So we'll connect it. Can you see? 1.5 inches. That is total of the waist, that is 3 inches. So now that we're done with the waistline, so we'll quickly take our curve ruler to connect it to the bust point. Can you see what you have? So the bust point this way. Make sure it blends properly. Sorry, guys. Let me place it properly. Can you see what we have now? Can you see this is the under bust? So we have to quickly now for the upper chest, that the new chest line. We'll be placing. So we're done with the waist dart. So for the chest line, there is the upper chest. We'll place the same 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches here, sorry, 1 inch here. So we'll place the same 1 inch here. I'll be placing 1.5 inches here. But if you have been watching my videos, you will discover that I always add 0.5 inch towards the armhole side, so that after stitching I'll have that straight dart. So this side I will place in 2 inches, which is this. Can you see? So I'll quickly take my curve ruler as well to connect it to meet the bust point. Can you see? Place it properly. Just going to meet the bust point. So also connect this part. So for the waist that you can see, as actually mentioned, that 3 inches. So you can actually work with a 1.5 inch on each side, 1.5 inch on each side. But I said to work with 1 inch just for the center part and 1.5 inches towards the armhole side. So yeah, I placed 2 inches, 0.5 inch, so that by the time I finish stitching, the dart line will be straight. So this is how it should look like. Make sure you blend it properly. Please ignore my marker. So now that we're done with this, we have to quickly now from the bust line step up with 1.5 inches. You can actually do with 2 inches, it's optional. So I will go in by 0.5 inches, that is in between the bows. So by the time I open it up, I should be having 1 inch in between the two bows. So I will take my straight ruler as well to connect it this way. Can you see? So I will take my curve ruler. At the moment, ignore the bust radius. Yes. So place your curve ruler this way to meet the under bust. Can you see what we have? Blend it properly. So this is it. So now that we're done with that, for the armhole side, for the bust line, I will step out by just 0.5 inch. But if it's a plus side, do it up to 1 inch. So I will connect it as well. I will take my curve ruler so to connect it to meet this 0.5 inch. Can you see? Blend it properly. Can you see? This is how it should look like. Here it should be a bit curvy. Ignore my marker, please. So for this point now, we will connect it straight to the armhole. This is how this part should look like. Blend it properly. So now that we're done with this, remember we'll be eliminating these parts. This part will be going off. This part we'll be eliminating them. So we have to quickly place our round bust measurement. Is 10.5 inches. Whatever measurement you are working, divide by 4 is 42 into 4 parts, 10.5 inches. So I will place it this way, 10.5 inches. Remember the bust line controls the armhole, so I will place 10.5 inches as well. So for the under bust is 8 inches. Remember I used total of 2 inches, 2.5 inches. I need up to 3 inches again. Waist that, replace it this way. The waistline is 9 inches, which is this plus the same 2.5 inches. I replace it this way. Can you see what we have? So you can see this is the bust. I've done tracing. You see the dot line. This is the bust measurement. But this now is the under bust and our waistline. Can you see? Because of that allowance, can you see? So now that we're done with this area, so we have to clean and add our same allowance. I'll be working with same allowance of 3 inches, or let me say 2.5 inches is in same finishing. So I'm okay with this 2.5 inches. Can you see? Place it 2.5 inches. So I will quickly now connect this way. You at the moment now you will ignore this under bust, just merge with the waistline and the bust line. Can you see what we have? Then we'll extend it now to the chest line. Sorry, I forgot to mark it. This is our chest line. Remember, it's just 2.5 excuse me, 2.5 inches. Extend it this way. Sorry, ignore my marker, giving me some issues here. So just ignore this. Can you see? So this is how it should look like when you are done. So now that we're done with this now, we have to quickly now, so we have to extend this our bust radius this way. Can you see what we have right now? Though we're not making use of it, I just extend it. So from this neckline, I will just create or take my curve to connect it this way. Let me connect this. Make sure it blends properly. My ink is giving me some issue here, so I'm just trying to be careful. So place it. This is my neckline. Can you see? So this is how it should look like when you are done. Blend it properly. Make sure it blends properly. Can you see? So meet that upper chest. So now that we are done, we have to quickly now find our armhole. Remember, we subtracted 4 inches. Can you see? 4 inches this way. So and our armhole now is 8 inches because it shoulder of 16 inches. So first subtract, should be our armhole. So we'll blend it this way. Can you see? Can you see? So this is how it should look like when we are done. So this part now is the part that will be facing our sleeve. Can you see? So now that we are done with this, or you can as well go in, can make it deeper than this from the bust point, step up this way by 2 inches. So let's quickly now cut it out. So this is how it should look like. So before we cut it open, so I want to quickly use it to trace the bar panel. Remember, the bar panel will be adding zipper allowance. So I'll be working with zipper allowance of 2 inches, which is this, 2 inches, 2 inches. So can you see? So I will take my straight ruler as well to connect it. This is our zipper allowance to connect it. The dots line. Can you see? I'm done connecting it. So this is how it should look like. So this is it. So for the side this way, so I have to quickly trace it out. So I have to quickly trace it out now. So let me quickly cut it out to know the length. Remember, what back is not busty. We'll be subtracting that part. But at the moment, let's cut out the length. So this is it. Can you see? So this is it. So for the back part now, the back panel, you can see what we have already, and the armhole. So I will just use it to trace it out. That is all. So now you can see this part now is to avoid bulge. For the back part, I just step in just by 0.5 inch, blend it this way. So for the armhole now, to create your armhole, you can work with 5 inches. It depends on where you want your sleeve to start from. Mine, I'll be working with 6 inches, or rather let me place 6.5 inches. So after stitching, I should at least have 5.5 inches, which is this. So can you see how I place my pattern paper? Can you see? So from this point, I will just connect it. Remember, we've not subtracted the dart replacement. Just connect it this way. Can you see? So this is it. So remember, we are working with this chest line. It's no longer this. So I'm just indicating this. Can you see what we have now? So I will quickly put this aside. Can you see? Connect it this way. That is the chest line, which is this. For better understanding, this is that new chest line, which is this. So I measured from my zipper allowance. Let me explain more. I measured 6.5 inches. So I will place it this way, 6.5 inches, to extend it this way. Can you see? This is the new chest line. Here is not needed. Here is not needed. Is this? It's just for a guide, but I try to explain this way. So for the chest line, this is our bust line. Remember, for the front part, we step up 2 inches. So you could decide to just extend it or work with 3 inches. It depends how deep you want your back to be. Can you see? So this back neckline is optional. Can you see? Can you see what I have now? Can you see? So let's quickly now cut it out. Extend it to this place. This is zipper allowance. And you see what we have? The dart, and notch. So this is the back side. So the dart, we'll just be working with dart of 1 inch for the both side. That is 0.5 here, 0.5 here. We'll connect it. Can you see? Connect it this way. So here is we're going off. So let's quickly now place our measurement. I've sent the zipper allowance in now to avoid confusion. See? 10.5 inches, which is this. Remember, we added 2 inches, same allowance for the front panel, which is this. I've already added 0.5 on the bust pan. So the under bust 8.5. And you see, that is this 1 inch, that's 2.5 inches, the same here. So connect it this way. So our back panel is ready. And you see, this is our waist dart. You could decide to leave it this way. You could decide to cut it open. So this is how it should look like. So this is it. This is our back panel. The back neckline instruction, as I said earlier, you could decide to make it deeper than this, but I'm okay with this. So this is it. This is the armhole. So the armhole as well, you could decide to make it straight this way. Yes, we decide to make it straight this way, or we decide to leave it this curvy. So let's quickly now cut out the front that. So this is it. I had to label it. 1, 2. This is center piece. So decay the pulse points for easy sewing. Place it this way. So this is it. And you see what we have. So this is how it should look like. Actually, I've done video on this. So this is the back panel. And this is the back panel, can you see? So let's quickly now put all this aside. We'll be transferring this to our fabric. While transferring to our fabric, we'll be adding 0.5 inch round for the cup. For the upper part, we'll also add 1 inch. You could decide to add 0.5 inch, but I would decide to add 1 inch for here. For the side, I've added, I added to my dart. That's my nipple to nipple. So I will do the same here. So let's quickly move to our fabric. So my beautiful people, we are done cutting it out on our fabric first. So you can see for the cup, I said to add 1 inch round. We'll be covering our bra cup. So it's better you have enough space. So when you are done, you trim out the unwanted parts. So that is why I added 1 inch round. So for the upper part, you can see I added also, can you see? Because we'll be sewing it with our lining. Flip it in. Remember, it's inseam finishing. So for this center piece, what I did for the cup area, the round cup, I added 0.5 inch round. The same here, can you see? Can you see what we have now? The upper part, which is here, for the upper part, I added 1 inch as well. Exactly what I did here, can you see? 0.5 inch here, 1 inch here. Can you see what we have? The down part, I added 1 inch also. The same thing I did on this second piece. For the center piece, for those that be adding a boning, so what you should do, you also should add 0.5 inch here, and can you see 0.5 inch here. By the time you stitch it, then you fix in your bone. I will not make use of boning, so everything can sit properly. Can you see? For the upper part, I added I added 0.5 inch. Can you see 0.5 inch round? But this side I didn't add any same amount because I added white drafting on the upper part too, and the side for those that will be adding boning. But if you're not making use of boning, you could decide to just extend it this way, cut out this. By the time you open it up, it will be this way. It will not be this bogus because I'm not adding boning. Can you see how it looks like now? Because I added 1 inch here for the boning. So I added for the down part also. So this is the back panel. Can you see what I did? The zipper, I've notched the dart, I've notched the zipper allowance. So I added 1 inch down as well. Can you see? Upper part as well. The armhole, can you see? So now we have to quickly now cut the same thing, now lining. So and when we're done with that, I will quickly show you guys. Then we'll move over to our. So when we are done with that, because we will cut the same to our lining, we'll quickly move over to our flare. So we have to quickly cut our flare. So let's put all this aside, and I'll be adding a stay and stay to the lining. We're working with. I'll be adding stay to the lining and stay to the fabric so everything will sit properly. So let's put all this aside and use this to cut the lining. This everything should be the same because we've added our same allowance. So let's quickly do that and show you guys. So my beautiful people are done cutting it out the lining. So can you see my lining here I subtracted from this point. Sorry, I've not removed my label. I will remove it 1 inch because I will not be adding a dart to the lining. So I've supported 1 inch. But when we're done, we'll still open it up to check if there's any unwanted part to trim it out. So I forgot to explain. I made mention of those that will be adding bone at the center. You should add 0.5 inch. Yeah. Can you see? So you also add 0.5 inch here. Yes, for the two side as well. This way. Let's assume this is it. So I don't know if you guys understand me. I mean, as you add 0.5 here, if you know you're using boning, you will also add here and add here as well. I will not be making use of boning, so I'll be trimming this part later. So let's quickly now introduce our flare. So it's time to cut our flare. So my beautiful people, this is our flare. I've folded it is this way. I flip it this way and this way, so it's into 1 2. I can't raise it. That is 4. Can you see? Let me repeat. After I've done video on this also, how to cut your flare this way and flip it in this way. So this sharp edge is here. What you can see, what you see you have here. So now we have to find our waist radius. The waist measurement we are working with is 36. Remember, 36 plus. We added 2 inches for zipper allowance. So 2 inches plus 2 inches per, and that is 38. 38 inches. So 38 inches divided by 6.28. This is formula to find your radius. So you will having 6.05. So I'll be working with just 6.5 inches. Can you see? So that's what we will place here at this midpoint. So let's quickly put this aside. So let me quickly now take my measurement tape. So I've taken my tape and the length of the flap I've been working with is just 8 inches. So 8 inches plus let me say 2 inches or 1.5 same allowance. Let me say 10 inches. So by the time I finish sewing, I should at least have 8 inches. So I will place it at this midpoint here to mark. Let me put all this aside. 6.3. So we have placed this now. This is the second layer. That is the second step. So as I said, I will first cut out the waist radius. Can you see? So this one now, you remember we work with 9.2 inches. 9.7 inches. Sorry. So I'll be reducing it by 3 inches. So I'll be placing 5 points. Okay, let me place 6 inches. Can you see? I will mark this round 6 inches. So let's quickly cut our sleeve before we move over to our ironing table to add our interfacing. So this is the fabric we want to. This is the quantity of the fabric we want to use. You can use this into food. I want to cut the two sleeves at the same time. So I will place this way. So it's into fold now. It's two sleeves that is into four parts now. So first, I want to find the length of my sleeve so that I can trim off this wanted unwanted part. So I'll be using 11 inches. So I'll place in 13 inches because I'll be adding elastic at the down part. So I'll be using 1 inch, 10 inches now, which is this. Let me explain it better. I'll be needing 1 inch to add my elastic, and for the upper part also I'll be needing 1 inch. So this is the required measurement or the length. So let me quickly now cut it out. So this is it for this part now, the down part now. So let's put all this aside. Remember, there will be elastics. I want it to be full on this area, the same on this part. So what I have here is 14.5. So by the time I open it up, it should be 29 inches. Shoulder minus that's round shoulder measurement. Let me show you guys your round shoulder measurement this way. And you see, place your tape this way. Mine is 45. You minus your upper chest, which is this, and you see what I have is 38. So whatever you have is what you'll be placing, and before then you have to divide it because into four. So my upper around chest measurement is 45. Let me place it where. So the upper chest is 36. So when I excuse me, so by the time I suppose I'll be having 9 inches. So that 9 inches, remember, is in 2 in 1 here. I will divide it by 2, so I'll be placing 4.5 inches. This is 4.5 inches plus 1 inch same allowance. Can you see? But now I need now we're using elastic, so we can't work with exactly that. Before then, from this part, sorry guys, step down by 1 inch this way. This is for the same allowance where we'll be adding our, I mentioned it before, our elastic for the upper part. That is this. Can you see? So this is the actual measurement. So from this part now, you will step down. Can you see? Cap length, which is 4 inches. And you see what we have. So from this part now, you place your measurement. So can you see? This is it. Can you see what we have? Connect it. The cap length, which is this. So can you see what you have from here now? For the round sleeve, here, what you have is can you see, 13 inches. It's 12 inches, which is 6. So I will place it. Remember, it's an elastic. We have not added it, just for better understanding. So I will place it this way. Can you see? My cap area is 18. Can you see? It's into fold, which I will place 9 inches. Can you see? By the time we connect it this way, see what we have. Remember, this is our same allowance. We connect this way to this point, but here is straight because here is our elastic allowance. So this is how you can make it curve this way. So here is just optional. Can you see? So since it's an elastic, so I'll be adding. We're no longer working with this because it's a puff sleeve. But for those that will not be working with puff sleeve, this is what they should have. So I'll be adding extra 4.5 inches. So I want it to be full this way. No, can you see? Plus 2 inches. Sorry, plus 1 inch sewing allowance. Can you see? So I will extend this as well. Can you see? So I will connect it this way. Can you see? For the down part, what I have before is 6. So I'll be placing 4 inches here. Can you see what we have? So can you see? So by the time I fix it, will be this way. It will be full this way. So I will just quickly now connect it. Can you see, to meet here? Can you see? And it is 4 inches that we came down with. Can you see what we have? So this is it. From here now, I will connect it to meet here. And this point should be straight. Let me place it properly. Yes, this point should be straight. Can you see what we have right now? So this here is straight. Can you see? So this is it because of the elastic. So by the time we face it, to be this way. If you want yours fuller than this, extend it as well. So now let's quickly cut it out. That is off our sleeve. So by the time we want to insert our elastic, I will show you guys. Can you see? This is how it should look like. We decide to extend it for a plus size. Just extend it. The more you extend it, remember it's elastic. Can you see? The more, can you see? So that is just it. So you can work with this. This is optional. You can work with the full length of this fabric. So for this point, this is how you cut. Let us assume we're working with this. This is that 1 inch we'll step in with. The part that will be adding our elastic, can you see? So from this part, we'll cut it this way. Can you see what we have? Then from here now, we'll connect it this way. Can you see? So you could decide to subtract it. Mine, I want to subtract as I said earlier. So I'm okay with this first one. Can you see? So I will connect it this way. So there will be enough room for the armhole. Hello my beautiful people. So we are done adding our stay and our interfacing. So we want to quickly start stitching now. For that center piece I added, which I used to explain for those that will be adding boning, I will sew it out. I know I told I'll be cutting it open. I will sew it. I won't be needing this part. So this is it. So I will be needing this part. Can you see? So I will give it a very nice spread. But if you are using boning, you can use this allowance, stitch it down to add your boning. So we are done with this. We have to quickly join the side piece now. So let's continue. So we are done stitching. Can you see? This is the lining. This is it. So what I want to do now is to notch it. Then we'll move over to our bra cup. So if you have been watching my videos, you got that I always stitch 0.5 inch here for the upper part. If you look at it, it's not that deep. Can you see? So when I stitch 0.5 to be more deep to occupy the boost. So let's put, I've notched these ones. Let's put them aside. So we join our excuse me, our cups. We'll join in. I've not add any interfacing. I'm okay with this. I'll be using the dove face. So let's quickly join this. Before then, let me stitch on my cup. So you place it this way. Can you see? It's just 0.5 inch. Make sure it's equal. Can you see how cup it is? Can you see? So let me quickly do this one and join the cups. So I'm done joining them. Can you see? So I want to quickly notch it round. Give it a nice press. So I will come and cover it up now. So now we are done ironing. Can you see? So what you should do, place it this way to find your under bust here. Place to make sure it matches here. Can you see? Pin it down. Can you see? Pin it down so that will cover our cup. Our lining, we are doing that separately. So our concentration right now is on this now. So our lining will also add it to our lining also. But make sure you trim out the unwanted parts. See why I said it's better to have surplus. So when you are done, you trim out the unwanted parts so I can cover our cups. Can you see? So I want to quickly now stitch it around. Actually, I've done video on this also. So let me place this part. This part is not that last. So I'll place it this way. sew it round and show you guys. So for the second cup, I didn't show you guys how to stitch on that the first one. Place it properly, hold it firm, place it on your machine this way. Actually, I've done video on this one, as I said before. But for those that are just new here, I'll also draw the link, stitch, pull, make sure everything relaxes. Pull and stitch, pull the fabric, not the cup. Let's see. So trim out. While trimming, we're leaving 0.5 or 3. So let me quickly trim this unwanted parts. So you can see I'm done trimming it. I left 0.5-inch round. Actually, yeah, I had a shortage. I'll rectify it. So this is how it should look like. So let's put